Only one NBA game last night in Atlanta. The Celtics try to close out the Hawks Game 6 while bumping Janet Jackson for one night in the ATL. Monica McNutt with us, and Trae Young putting on the show for the fans.
Yeah, you know, Trae Young was trying to find his rhythm nation.
Oh, yeah. That's nasty. All right, Young, Ice Trae. We saw that very chilly early on. 25 points in the first half. Hawks led by 7, but here comes Jaylen Brown, the triple right here.
Yeah, and Jaylen Brown talked about pregame being absolutely focused in terms of understanding what his team needs. He and Jason Tatum showed up big.
All right, less than 5 minutes to go. Will we see a collapse by the Celtics? They were down by 3. Brown the triple, and then things changed, and the Celtics started pulling away.
Yeah, the fourth quarter, they finished this ball game on, I believe, an 18-6 run over the course of the fourth quarter. You get 2 30-point nights from your 2 stars in Jalen and Jason. You get a double-double from Al Horford. This was a team that fully understood the assignment and wasn't trying to play any more games.
And then the ageless wonder, Al Horford, the
there he is.
Tatum there with the finish. He had 30 and 14. Brown with 32. The Celtics close out the series, and Tatum apologizes.
I want to enjoy this one right now. I want to send an apology to the legend Janet Jackson. We were supposed to close it out in Boston. She had the postpone the show. I hope she see this. I apologize for that, but we got it done today.
I see you, Jason. I see you. Celtics will have a lot to deal with in the next round when Joel Embiid comes to town. The Sixers' big man went for 40, 10, and 5 dimes in each of his last 2 games against the C's. That includes scoring 52 in their last meeting, scoring more than half of Philly's points in a victory over Boston. But he's dealing with a sprained LCL in his knee, and of course, we will see how that plays out. That is always a conversation of the postseason with Joel Embiid. All right, Monica McNutt has promised back here with us. All right, I grew up with the Celtics, Sixers, and that postseason, and how much they hated each other. They still do, those 2 towns. But specifically, when you look at the Embiid-Tatum era, it's all Boston. They won 8 of the first 9 matchups in the postseason, taking Philly out in 2 series. When you look at this matchup, what stands out?
Nagandi, brace yourself.
Oh, boy.
You may have heard this before.
Oh, boy.
It is heavily contingent on the health of one Joel Embiid. I'm sorry to say it, buddy, but that's exactly where we are in this series. You look at what Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have been able to do. In terms of guys that score 30 points, when they score 30 points, the Celtics are 23-1. The level of focus that we saw in their closeout game is impressive. But I had game 1 of this Philly-Nets series, and Joel Embiid's focus was just as impressive all the way through. I think back to game 4 when it seemed that the Nets were trying to bait him, and he refused to take the bait. But that's also where he suffered that knee injury. The Celtics do not have a straight-up defender for Joel Embiid. It's going to fall on Robert Williams. It's going to fall on Al Horford. You may even see Grant Williams in there, depending on how foul trouble goes. But in counter to that, I'm not sure who's defending the 2 J and J's for the Celtics.
Yeah, exactly. The Grizzlies, they faced elimination at home. What will we see from LeBron, especially after that overtime game? Well, we saw a lot of Ja Morant over LeBron.
Yeah, and look, the Grizzlies had to be desperate in this game. They had to play desperate in this game, and they absolutely did. And Ja Morant looks like a guy when he jumps, then he steps on something and goes a little bit higher. That was an amazing play.
Okay, on the break, you got LeBron with the defense, and he's trailing. Austin Reeves knows what to do.
Yeah, and look, the Lakers, they didn't have it in this game, but they kept pushing, kept fighting, kept pushing back, which tells me that Game 6 is going to be a very interesting game.
When you look at Anthony Davis, you get 31 and 19. They're down by 1 in the third quarter, and then things fell apart. Memphis went on a roll, and here is Ja.
Too much Ja, just too much energy. I wouldn't say he's too small, but definitely they weren't up for the challenge in this game.
Morant inside loves that physical contact, no doubt about it, through Davis. Ooh. He finished with 31 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 dimes. The backcourt was fantastic. Grizzlies forcing a Game 6 Friday night on ESPN. LeBron, by the way, 5 turnovers last night. 4 of them coming in transition. Also shot under 30% for the game as he missed 8 threes and went 0 for 5 from the floor in the fourth quarter. LeBron afterwards.
Definitely starts for me tonight. I was not very good at all. I think defensively I was pretty good, but offensively I was, not really good. Tonight and I'll be better in Game 6.
All right, let's get some perspective here as we have VC and, of course, Allen back with us. They're still up 3 games to 2, and they go back to L.A., but how big of a missed opportunity was this for LeBron and company, especially when you had AD with a big night?
I think it's a huge miss. And this was a chance for the Lakers to close out the series, get a little rest, kind of regroup and get ready for the next series. And, you know, they weren't able to get that done, particularly with the Golden State Kings game still playing. This is a chance for them to kind of get this series over with and not give any life to the Grizzlies. Now, a young Grizzlies team who kind of now smelling blood in the water. They're very confident in themselves, as you know. They give themselves another chance. So in that locker room now, they're saying, oh, we just got to go to LA and get one and bring this thing back home and finish it. So, yes, I do believe the Lakers will be better. I do believe LeBron will be better. They did not get stops. They allowed Ja to get in the lane time after time after time, which created other shots and open shots for, you know, obviously Dillon Brooks. So we're not going to talk about him, but everyone else as well. And they can't have that if they want to beat these Memphis Grizzlies.
It's funny, on a night where Dillon Brooks is not a factor, he's actually off the floor. LeBron goes 5 of 17 shooting here. The turnaround, is that a huge concern, Alan? Should that be the biggest storyline here for this Lakers team?
It is exactly what we talked about when the series began, when you looked at the way the schedule laid out with 2 days off between games early, and you thought that definitely benefits the Lakers, especially LeBron James, so he can just recharge and get ready for the next game. And you saw him in that overtime. He emptied the tank in that game. And I had a feeling, because of the quicker turnaround, that he probably wouldn't have everything. And Anthony Davis owed him a big performance. He got it. Now, there's a quick turnaround here to Game 6 to Friday and then to Game 7 on Sunday. Not a lot of time to recharge. They got to win that game on Friday, VC.
But there's one huge thing to this, Han. I think as you've seen, is when you go back home, when the Lakers go back, it gives you new life and it recharges you. I'm pretty sure they're going to make sure LeBron gets the opportunity to just get off his feet and how important he is. And because I knew he was tired from the beginning, being the facilitator. Usually he's in attack mode, particularly in a closeout game. So I think you're going to see him in attack mode early at home because of just being on their home court.
You can make a case the Lakers are the biggest Kings fans outside of Sacramento to force that series to go to 7 games here. Real quick, who wins this series the rest of the way, Alan?
I still think the Lakers are going to get it because of the way they kept continuing to fight back despite getting almost blown out in Memphis. So I still have the Lakers winning at home on
Vince,
Friday.
who you got there?
I think the Lakers have put themselves in a position to win, two tries to win one. So I think when you have LeBron and AD, who are very capable and healthy, I think the Lakers can get it done.
Reminder, Game 6 tomorrow night on ESPN. We'll have both games, of course, the Kings and the Warriors. Warriors with the chance to close out, and the Lakers with the chance to close out on their home.
Let me tell you something. If Golden State played last, if the Lakers played, there's more electricity.
The draft is bigger. I get it, but I'm just saying you would have still been probably a little more focused on it if it wasn't the draft. Tonight is the draft. And the Lakers play, for me, the Lakers play after, let me see, the draft is 4, 5, 6. The draft will be toward the middle when the Lakers start.
Jay, should Key be worried about the Lakers? It does seem LeBron looked, even if it's not this series, they could still be eliminated next series. LeBron looked old and tired in the last game. They wasted the offensive explosion from Anthony Davis, which seems to come every other day.
I'm laughing at the video because the moment you said LeBron looks old and timed up with him falling on the ground.
Crumbles on the ground. And the Warriors are resting up and they look good.